Mario and Luigi, bees and honey, chickens and eggs, SpongeBob and Patrick. These people. You'd be hard-pressed to name a more iconic duo. But I've got one for you. Spider-Man and Corned beef. I know, sounds weird, but we'll get to that. Not too long ago, I had the opportunity to visit the Japanese city of Kobe. And if you haven't heard of Kobe or Kobe Prefecture or Kobe City for that matter, you probably have heard of Kobe beef, probably one of the most internationally famous cuts of beef. So when I was walking around the city of Kobe, it was no surprise that many shops were selling and promoting Kobe beef. What was surprising, however, was the appearance of a character at almost every turn. Now, in Japan and in many big sort of tourist areas, you'll often find restaurants use some sort of animal, statue or picture or something at the front of their restaurant to communicate to customers what they sell, grab your attention and just draw a crowd. So if you sell, say, a crab related dish, you might get a giant crab and chuck it up the top of your restaurant, out the front where everyone can see. If you sold, say, takoyaki, then it might be appropriate to put a large octopus at the front of your shop. So if you were somebody who owned a restaurant that specialized in Kobe beef, probably one of the most famous cuts of beef from Japan, famous all around the world, you would want something at the front of your shop that clearly communicated to everyone walking by what it was you sold in your restaurant. Something that grabbed their attention and told them, this is where you come to get Kobe beef. Something they would make a natural association with Kobe beef in their mind. So you might be thinking, okay, the best thing to put out the front of your shop would be a cow, a statue of a cow. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. You want to put Spider-Man at the front of your restaurant. Yeah, I don't get it either. When I was in Kobe, all I seemed to see was Spider-Man out the front of Kobe beef restaurants. It didn't make any sense. It's like there's some sort of association between Spider-Man and Kobe beef that nobody seemed to tell me about. Thank you for coming in today. I'm just going to say a few words and I'd like you to tell me the first thing that comes into your head. Okay? So let's start with the simple one. Apple. Fruit. Okay. Dog. Bark. Okay. Kobe beef. Spider-Man. Wherever I go in Kobe City, I seem to find Peter Parker perched on a pedestal peddling and promoting prime cuts of beef procured from a pasture, which seemed to be somehow the norm. Even when I got back to Osaka, I saw a restaurant selling Kobe beef, and wouldn't you know it, up the top I saw Spider-Man once again. So why is this? Why is Spider-Man, of all things, used to advertise Kobe beef? I tried looking around and tried to see what it could be. I tried looking in English and Japanese and I couldn't really find a conclusive answer. One theory seems to be that when the first person did it, they were actually looking for a statue of a cow, but upon going to the statue shop, it turned out quite a good deal to grab Spider-Man as well. So they put both in front of their shop, Spider-Man was very popular, and eventually other places that also sold Kobe beef followed suit. Some other people argue it was a promotional stunt for the films, the Sam Raimi films, by the look of the costume, in the 2000s. They argue that these statues were put around restaurants or other places in Japan, but because they were so popular and they seemed to draw customers, nobody complained and nobody took them down even after the promotional period had finished. In a lot of cases, the consensus seems to be that one person or a group of people started doing it, and then it sort of caught on, and then it became the norm for advertising Kobe beef, even though nobody really understood why. So if you have any theory as to why these are connected, please let me know, because I am desperate to get to the bottom of one of Japan's most iconic duos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.